They ask you one question, and you're already explaining yourself. Nobody's even accused you yet, but you're already building a case. Reasons, context, proof, and somewhere inside, a small hope. Now they'll understand you were right. And the longer you talk, the smaller you get. Nobody told you this. Watch it next time. The person who explains too much isn't convincing anyone. He's auditioning. Today I'll show you why the strongest people say almost nothing, why silence reads as strength and explaining reads as weakness. Not because of some trick you perform on people, but because both of them quietly reveal who's in control. And by the end, you'll see this clearly. Every time you explain yourself to someone who's already decided to misunderstand you, you give them exactly what they wanted. The leash. This isn't about playing silent games so someone misses you, and it's not about winning an argument. That's for people who still need a reaction. This is different. This is about how you stand in the world when you no longer need someone else's verdict. First, what explaining yourself really is. It's not what you think. When you justify a decision to someone, something else is happening underneath the words. You're handing out roles. You make them the judge, and you put yourself in the defendant's chair. It feels like you're just sharing your side, but really, you're asking permission to be right. And people feel it instantly. Not with the mind, with the body. The second you start defending yourself, their status rises. Yours drops. No one ordered you to. You volunteered. Look at this at work. Someone questions your decision in front of everyone. The insecure one stacks up reasons, talks faster, scans their face. Satisfied yet? But the person who actually has weight lets the question hang. Answers with one sentence. Sometimes doesn't answer at all. And the room adjusts around him, because the silence says it plainly. I don't need your agreement for this to be true. So where does this urge to explain yourself even come from? It goes deeper than one conversation. For many people, it starts in childhood. You grew up where a feeling had to be justified before you were allowed to have it. Explain why you're upset. Prove that it really hurt. Show that you're not making it up. So you learned early. Understanding is earned if you talk enough. The wiring stayed. You're grown now. But the moment someone doubts you, the old reflex clicks on. Explain, prove, make them see. It looks like honesty, but really, it's a survival habit from a time when silence didn't feel safe. Machiavelli noticed this 500 years ago, the man who described power without illusions. People judge more by the eyes than the hands. What you appear to be, everyone sees. What you truly are, only a few can feel. The one who explains everything lays his entire hand on the table. He leaves no mystery around himself. And when there's nothing left to figure out, there's no power left either. So why does silence work the other way? Why does saying less make people think about you more? The brain reacts to uncertainty like a threat, literally. Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger showed that social rejection lights up some of the same brain regions as physical pain. The body reads uncertainty as danger too. So when someone can't read you, they don't just wait calmly. They get uncomfortable. And then they fill the silence themselves, almost always with something bigger than the truth. Look at what happens when you don't react. Someone throws a jab at you. They expect you to snap back, to defend, to explain. But you just look at them. You stay silent. You hold it 1 second longer than feels comfortable. And in that silence, their own mind starts working against them. Why isn't he reacting? Does he know something I don't? Did I just make myself look stupid? You didn't say a word, and they're already on the back foot. This is one of the oldest laws of power. Robert Greene, the author of the 48 Laws of Power, put it simply. Always say less than necessary. Say less, and you seem larger than you are. Say more, and you hand people material they'll use to doubt you later. The more words you use, the more ordinary you look, and the more control you quietly give away. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but he reminded himself, Stop arguing about what a good man should be. Just be one. That's the whole shift. The one who explains himself is still living inside other people's verdicts. The one who stays silent has left the courtroom completely. He's not hiding behind silence. Somewhere along the way, he simply stopped needing a jury. Now let's make this practical. There are 3 situations where silence is the only move that keeps you whole. The third one costs the most, and almost nobody notices it. Silence isn't always right. Sometimes you need to speak, directly and clearly. The whole skill is knowing the difference. Here are 3 cases where talking is the weakest move. You'll recognize yourself in at least one. The first is when you're being provoked. A jab, a little dig, a piece of bait designed to pull a reaction out of you. And almost everyone makes the weak move. They react. They correct. They explain why the judgment's wrong. But provocation was never about words. It's a test of who controls your state. Whoever moves first, loses first. Snap back, and you've shown which button works. You've handed over the remote. The silent one doesn't bite, because he sees the game clearly. The question was never, are you right or wrong? It was, who decides what you feel? And that answer will never belong to them. The second is when people doubt you. They question your competence, your character, your value, and your hand almost reaches for proof by itself. Your track record, your reasons, your evidence. Stop. The moment you start proving yourself to someone who's already placed you beneath them, you've accepted the trial. Now you're begging to be believed. And the one who begs has already lost the thing he's asking for. Respect that has to be proven was never respect. Let your actions speak. Let time speak. You owe nothing to a jury that was chosen before you even arrived. And the third one destroys more people than the first 2 combined. When you've already decided to leave a job, to close a chapter, to cut someone off. And then, immediately, you announce it. You lay out the logic. You open the discussion. Done. You just turned a decision into a negotiation and personally invited everyone to talk you out of it. A strong person doesn't present decisions for approval. He makes them. And people find out by watching what he does next. A decision you explain is a decision you're still asking permission to make. Provocation, doubt, decision. In all 3, the instinct is the same. Open your mouth. And in all 3, the open mouth is the loss. Now comes the part motivational videos leave out because it doesn't fit on a thumbnail. When you first start doing this, silence will feel disgusting, like weakness, like you're losing, like you're letting them win. And everything inside you will scream, set the record straight, make them understand. That feeling is lying. It's not weakness, it is withdrawal. You're used to getting relief when you explain yourself and someone finally nods. That nod became the reward, and explaining became the way to get it. You go silent, the reward doesn't come, and the system panics. It screams that something's wrong. It tells you to fix it the only way it knows. Talk. Don't trust that voice for the first couple of weeks. It'll sound reasonable, even mature. It'll whisper, "You're just clearing up a misunderstanding. You're just being honest. You owe them an explanation." That's not wisdom. That's an old habit fighting for its life. And here's what nobody warns you about. First it gets quiet, and only then does it get strong. There's a stretch where you hold your silence and nothing happens. No one praises you. No one even notices. You just sit inside the uncomfortable feeling of, I didn't defend myself. And honestly, it feels like you made a mistake. You'll want to open the chat, write one more message, prove they were wrong. Don't. Sit anyway. Because on the other side of that discomfort is the version of you most people never reach. A version of you that can be misunderstood, doubted, talked about, and still not flinch. Not because you're cold inside, but because you finally stopped handing your sense of self to people who never had the right to hold it. And here's the real turn, what this was about from the beginning. It was never about them. Silence isn't a technique to make people respect you. If you do it for a reaction, you're still playing their game, just from a different chair. The one who stays silent so people admire him is trapped in the same cage as the one who explains himself for approval. Both are waiting for a verdict. The kind of silence that carries real power comes from somewhere else. From the day you realize you don't need the verdict at all. You can know you're right, let someone believe you're wrong, and calmly walk away. Because their opinion decides nothing in your life. The strongest person in the room is usually the quietest. Underestimate him. He won't explain who he is. Hit a nerve. He won't rush to defend himself. Misunderstand him. He won't run to correct your opinion. Not because he has nothing to say, but because he learned a long time ago. Real strength does not need witnesses. So here's the question for you, and answer it honestly. Remember the last time you explained yourself to someone who'd already made up their mind about you? The conversation where you kept talking more and more, but felt less and less heard. You know exactly who I'm talking about. That person came to mind in the first minute of this video. And explanations were never needed there. All you had to do was let silence say what words never could. Next time, say nothing, and watch what happens. If this hit, subscribe. The next video is about the other half of this story. What happens inside a person when you stop reacting completely and simply disappear.